evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Tamiru Nimsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. President emphasizes the need to revamp the education sector. India and Sri Lanka has no option but to cooperate, Indian High Commissioner says. News in detail. President Kumar Dissanayake emphasized the need to revamp Sri Lanka's education system to align with global trends and demands, aiming to strengthen the country's human capital for future progress. President Dissanayake made these remarks during a progress review meeting of the Ministries of Education, Science and Technology held at the Presidential Secretariat recently.
The meeting, co-chaired by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya, focused on evaluating 5 key projects spearheaded by these ministries. The review covered critical areas such as modernizing school education, improving teacher training, advancing secondary education, enhancing technical education, and expanding information technology education. Additionally, there was an in-depth discussion on expanding the availability of science, mathematics, and technology curricula in schools, particularly for advanced level students. The meeting was attended by Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumarnayaka, Secretary to the Ministry of Education Thilaka Jayasundara, and other key officials from the relevant ministries.
President Kumar Dissanayake emphasized the urgent need for a unified long-term national plan to reorganize Sri Lanka's agriculture sector, which he described as currently disordered. He made these remarks during a progress review meeting of the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands, Livestock, Irrigation, Fisheries and Aquatic Resources held at the Presidential Secretariat recently.
The meeting focused on reviewing various ongoing projects within the ministry, particularly in the rural development initiatives completed thus far. While acknowledging the success of these initiatives, President Dissanayake raised concerns about their effectiveness in addressing rural poverty. He stressed that the primary goal of rural development projects must be the eradication of poverty in rural areas, emphasizing that this requires more than short-term measures. In his address, President Dissanayake highlighted the need for a comprehensive new plan to combat poverty on a national scale, pointing out that poverty in Sri Lanka extends beyond financial hardship.
President Kumar Dissanayake emphasized the vital role of enhancing the efficiency of road development projects in achieving rural economic development goals. During a progress review meeting for the Ministry of Transport, Highways, Ports and Civil Aviation at the Presidential Secretariat, he stressed the need to streamline the procurement process for these projects.
The meeting provided a platform to review various ministry projects with a particular focus on the construction of Kadawatha-Meerigama section of the Central Expressway. He also called for careful consideration of environmental, financial and community impacts in the execution of ongoing road development projects, urging measures to minimize adverse effects and ensure timely implementation. Furthermore, he instructed officials to prioritize the safety of railway employees and the public during the execution of railway line projects. The meeting was attended by Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumarnayaka, the Secretary to the Ministry of Transport, Highways, Ports and Civil Aviation KDS Ruwan Chandra and other officials.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Santosh Jha, said that Sri Lanka and India are deeply intertwined culturally and even geographically, that there is no other choice but to cooperate with each other. The Indian High Commissioner said this speaking at a diplomatic event held in Colombo recently.
Sri Lanka has excellent tradition of classical Indian dance performances. So that is the kind of unity that we have, and that is the kind of very, very fundamental sort of basis that we have in the relationship, that, like it or not, whims and fancies of people cannot change it. We cannot be, thinking in terms of living apart. That's not even crosses your mind, cannot be even imagined, because that's very, very unreal, unnatural, and that is where I think when we say we are deeply intertwined, deeply interlinked, and having no choice but to cooperate. This is where I come from. And it is a very honestly felt feeling. I also must draw your attention to the fact that India, over the years, has been a first responder in the region. Every time we have had a situation in our neighborhood where our friends have needed our support, we have extended it, and clearly have established ourselves as the most reliable and trusted partner in the region. And Sri Lanka is no exception. We all know what I'm referring to and how many times that has happened over the recent past. I would not like to enumerate that. So there are very clearly very deep bonds that we have, which are inseparable, inextricable.
The Sri Lanka-Indonesia Business Council of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce successfully concluded a business promotion mission to Indonesia recently. This initiative aimed to strengthen trade, investment and business ties between the two nations while exploring collaborative opportunities across key industries.
Key highlights of the mission included participation in the Indonesia South and Central Asia Business Forum 2024 organized by Indonesia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. With a focus on unlocking potentials and fostering economic partnership, the forum emphasized regional cooperation in food security, health and technology. The SLIBC, in collaboration with the Sri Lankan Embassy in Jakarta, operated a booth at the forum, drawing significant interest from Indonesian business stakeholders. In addition, the mission included a visit to the 39th Trade Expo Indonesia, a premier platform showcasing Indonesia's industrial strength. Sri Lankan delegates explored potential collaborations and gained insights into Indonesia's evolving business landscape. The delegation also visited MM2100 Industrial Town in Cikarang for a hands-on view of industrial operations and engaged in meaningful discussions with the Indonesia Employees Association, all aimed at fostering stronger economic partnerships.
The Varsity Battles 2024, organized by the Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka and the Colombo Stock Exchange, recently concluded its Cluster 1 competition at the Southeastern University of Sri Lanka. This event is part of an initiative to promote capital market education and awareness among students from state universities across the country.
The quiz competition, now in its second consecutive year, consists of two stages, the interfaculty competitions and the national level competitions. A total of 13 state universities are expected to participate in these stages, with the Cluster 1 competition seeing teams from Southeastern University of Sri Lanka, Eastern University of Sri Lanka and Uwavellasa University of Sri Lanka. A total of 31 teams from different faculties completed in a series of rounds that tested their knowledge on capital markets, general knowledge, the Sri Lankan economy, business, current affairs, sports and entertainment. Southeastern University of Sri Lanka will be represented by two teams from the Faculty of Technology and one from the Faculty of Management. The standout team in Cluster 1 was Team 3 from the Faculty of Technology at the Southeastern University of Sri Lanka, which won the competition and secured a cash prize of 100,000 rupees.
Stay tuned for stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on mixed notes today.
The all-share price index dropped by 9.31 to close at 12,300.02 and the S&P SL 20 gained by 4.05 to close at 3,628.80. The turnover was 1.9 billion rupees and over 136 million shares were traded.
Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.